I'm driving home to what's called up this New Hampshire Avenue, and I just think it's kind of interesting how this country plays such a big part in my story, or the name New Hampshire has, After my first year at Landon School in 6th grade, my mother put me in this overnight camp, like 2 or 3 weeks there. It was in New Hampshire. And I got up to that camp, and I didn't know what to do with myself. They said, you can do whatever you want. And so, go look around the camp and see what kind of things you're interested in and go ahead and do those things, So the first day, I didn't know anybody. I knew one kid, and I didn't know him, actually. He went to Landon, but I didn't know him. And so he was doing whatever he was doing, and he wasn't anybody I knew. It wasn't a friend of mine, so I was alone, and I'm looking for something to do, and I looked around a little, different things they were offering. I didn't see much. Finally, I found myself at the tennis courts, which were like at the top of a kind of mountain. The camp was on an island on Lake Winnipesaukee, which is in New Hampshire, quite beautiful lake. And tennis courts were at the top of the sort of mountain. The island was like a mountain, and at the top were the tennis courts. I wandered up there, and so I just started playing tennis. Tennis was not a sport I ever played, and I wasn't play. Nobody played in the public schools. Nobody played tennis at all, and I didn't have a racket, so I borrowed when I started playing tennis over those 3 weeks, and that's all I did all day long. I was up there at the tennis courts playing tennis all day long, and well, as the 3 weeks came to an end, or 3 weeks, however long it was, it seemed like forever, those 3 weeks. Very long time. It was a tournament for the entire camp, a tennis tournament. I entered it, and I won that tournament. And I didn't have a racket. For the championship match, it was against this guy who was supposed to be a champion tennis player who had been in tournaments and everything at country clubs and all. And he's supposed to beat me easily, right? But I had never seen him. He had never come up to the tennis courts the entire 3 weeks of that camp. So I figured, well, he hasn't been playing tennis. I didn't figure anything. I just figured I haven't seen him. That's all. So I beat him easily in the championship match. And, well, when my parents came to pick me up at the camp, now, mind you, I had won a tennis tournament for the entire camp. It was a sizable camp with a large number of kids, and I had no experience in tennis, and I went up against kids who did, and I won the tournament. Now, my father comes there with my mother, and we go up to the man who's been in charge of tennis, and he's telling my father, I'm overhearing because I'm standing by, what a great tennis player I am, what a great future I have in tennis and everything. I've made recordings on this before. And it was like somebody was telling my father somebody had died in the family. He was not happy at all, nor did he say, well, congratulations, AJ, you won the tennis tournament. You never played tennis. No, nothing. He didn't say a word to me, and he looked extremely upset that I had won that tennis tournament. And there was not a word of praise to me at all. He didn't say a word to me at all up there. And he wasn't talking to the tennis counselor either. He was just listening with this morose expression on his face. Like somebody was telling him, listen, your son has died, but we'll have a nice burial for him. And if you need, we'll have grievance counselors to help you and your family. And this is the kind of facial expression he had. So I just wanted to note that. I'm thinking about it again. And as I'm thinking about that, I'm remembering how that year, that fall, for the first marking period, Now, after I had won the tennis tournament that summer, we gather outside the study hall where the grades are posted and the class rankings were posted. Now, in those days at Landon, they did that. They put the class rankings there, and they put your average and next to your name, and it was 1, 2, 3, 4, like 60 kids in the class, from highest to lowest average. And I was number one in the class. People were gathered around the bulletin board and saying, "Hey, AJ, you're number one. You're number one in the class." I think I was tied for number one. I don't remember. But I was number one, and I went home and the report card was there. It was mailed to the parents. And the man of the year, what did he do? He didn't congratulate me or anything for being number one in my class. And the headmaster of Landon School had signed that thing saying, really good job or something like that. He wrote on the report card. And the man of the year, he didn't say a word. He said, "Nice going, AJ," or "You were number one," or not a word. He didn't mention it at all. So, this is the kind of environment I grew up in. And is it a wonder that with him, just ragging on me day in and day out about the cost of sending me to Landon, by the time I hit 16 after 5 years there, I said, "I've had enough," and I dropped out. Anybody wondering? Now, at Landon School, apparently, everybody thinks, "Oh, AJ went crazy. That's a symptom of mental disease that he did that." There's no such thing. And let me say that in my final year, in the spring of my final year there, I was selected with one or two other kids to present my science project to the class on Father's Day, which was quite an honor. Father's Day is the biggest day at Landon School, okay? And I was going to present my science project, got one of the highest grades in the class for that science project. And there were several other kids in the class with fathers who were doctors. Nevertheless, when I looked around the room that day, it seemed like every kid's father was there. And that's generally the way it was in Landon on Father's Day. I don't know. Well, during our son's time at Landon, Father's Day was celebrated somewhat differently. Okay, so it wasn't quite the same. So you really couldn't tell were all the fathers there or not on Father's Day, the way it was celebrated when my son went there. However, when I went there, the fathers attended classes with the kids, so they're sitting right beside their son, and you can easily see are all the fathers there or not. And every father was there in that class, except for mine. He didn't show up. I'm presenting a science project that he helped with, and it included x-rays that he took, and I had a view box from his hospital, and I was in front of the room presenting my science project. He wasn't there. He didn't show up. Just some of my memories of being the son of your man of the year here in the United States. Okay, what am I saying here? I'm saying that the age of 12 and right when I hit 13, this was the pinnacle I had reached in my life, and this was very bad news for the man of the year. And my theory is I was not his son, and he knew it. And for that reason, he had never liked me. And now that he's seeing that I'm just excelling, he decides he's going to start to prey on me and destroy me. So that Christmas, after I'm number one in the class, I get this watch in my Christmas stocking. What is this? A watch? How neat. I say, "Mom, did you get me this watch?" "No." Well, your father must have put that in there. My father was sitting right next to her. I said, he did? He's ignoring me. He's not saying, yes, I did that. Happy Christmas. Or no. He's ignoring me completely. But that mean look he always had for me. What was he saying? It's time now. I'm going to start praying on you. And so what happens? Around that age, he starts to prey on me immediately when I win the tennis tournament. I'm quarterback on the football team. I'm number one in my class. And this is all bad news to him because I am not his son and I'm outshining all his own real children. I'm way outshining all of them. He can't allow this. He starts to prey on me and immediately I'm no longer number one and I'm no longer doing good in sports. Oh, by the way, I made 6 goals in one game in soccer that same year. It was announced to the entire school I was a soccer star. But immediately, with the man of the year, he starts to prey on me and my fortunes change forever. Now I'm an old man. My life has been wrecked. The sexual abuse he started up on me right about then destroyed me and destroyed my life. When he was successful, and the American society applauded him all the way along. So what have I been saying? I've been saying, when you've been abused this way, this severely, if you hang around, you'll end up being murdered by the abuser. That's what American society needs to do to me. I don't understand the psychology of this, but this is what happens to abused women. They hang around that man. Come back, Stella, come back. No, you do not go back. I gotta get the hell out of the United States for good. If I'm gonna stay alive and have any kind of a life, at the time I got left.